6:57. Okay. Okay. Now, hey Sean, what's up? You gotta hit the unmute in the lower right. There you go.
My first time. It's my first time.
That's awesome. All right.
How's your day?
My day is going great. I am going to ping. I can ping people into the room, so give me just a minute here.
Yeah, no worries.
I have a feeling since the room says NFTs, there's a bunch of NFT people, so there might be some people joining if they see the room. Yeah. Okay. All right. I pinged who I need to. I'm also going live on HAPS, which is a program that broadcasted out to YouTube and Facebook. So I just don't know if the audio is going to, if it starts echoing or something, I'll have to kill the audio on there. But the main thing was Clubhouse, because my friend Darcy's on Clubhouse, and she thought it'd be a good idea to start having these rooms under Vegas Bitcoin Group. And we definitely want to plug your organization as well. So
Sweet.
Once we get a couple people in here, we'll go ahead and get started. How's Canada?
It's been better.
Yeah.
It's an interesting place right now, man.
Oh yeah.
Different areas have different restrictions, and
oh yeah.
Slowly starting to open up for the third time, but it's like hard to get excited about it on round 3, knowing that it's really not going to take much for them to put us back into lockdown and back into restrictions.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe it's over, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yeah,
so,
it sucks having to keep shut down my business and then reopen it, shut it down, reopen it.
Yeah. So is it where they opened it up, but then they had to like close it down after they opened it up?
Yeah, like multiple times. It made no sense, man. Like they kept Walmart open, they kept Costco open, they kept Tim Hortons and McDonald's and all that shit open.
Yeah.
But every mom and pop business had to shut down.
Oh wow.
And some borders were closed. Some places had nothing was done the right way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was just crazy.
Oh wow.
It shut us down for 4 or 5. The first time was 5 months that we were in a stay-at-home lockdown kind of situation. Businesses were shuttered. Then we were open for a few months, then shut down again, then open, then shut down.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to be open again now. It's been about a month since they started even just allowing patios to be open at the restaurants.
Oh wow.
Hi, David.
Hey, Darcy.
Hey guys, welcome to the room.
David, flight attendant friend that I was hope that when I met talked together at night, and then I was scooting out to meet up with David. David was at the Millennium concert.
Okay, awesome.
And David, you said you might be coming back through Vegas this weekend, maybe. But
in a couple days, I think. Yeah.
Okay, keep me posted.
I will.
Yeah, Brock. David does crypto. He did well with SafeMoon and for. David, are you with NFTs yet?
I've been in the crypto space since 2013. I got out as a full-time entity about 3 years ago. But I dabbled with just about everything that's in the space.
Awesome. Well, it's good to have you. Yeah, so we got Sean here, and Sean has been doing NFTs for a little while now, and I asked him to come on and give some of the background, how he got into it, and some of what he's doing. So I'll just turn it over to you, Sean, for an introduction.
Yeah, sure. So I got into crypto in 2017, so not as much of an OG as David over here, Mr. 2013, but I got in right before the IPO.
You know, it was a job. I was hired to be the BizDev director for Asia for the first cryptocurrency hedge fund. So,
right place, right time, eh?
You know, and then I found out, you know, after being in it for 6 years that, shit, I'm an expert in the industry because nobody else has been in this long.
Yeah, it's a crazy spin that the space has taken since NFTs have kind of been taking a lot of the spotlight in the media, and a lot of celebrities and stuff have been getting into the NFT space, but still the same issue I see right now that I saw in 2017, which is why I started my organization, my business, Just Learn Crypto, is that anytime the market runs up, there's so much misinformation, and there's just a lack of like unified information, which leads a lot of people to take the wrong information, lose money, you know, get scammed when, you know, there really is, you know, a few solid, safe ways for new people to get into crypto. And the first thing they should be doing is at least learning the basics, right? And that's what I try to reinforce. That's what Just Learn Crypto is all about. We do a lot of things with Just Learn Crypto, from interviews to tutorials on what are NFTs, how to make a wax wallet, how to use the marketplaces. We're actually building out our third curriculum right now. This one is all our own original content. The previous ones, we were partnering with some other YouTubers and using some content that they had made to fill out our curriculum. So excited to be doing it all in-house this time. And back in January, I pivoted pretty hard into NFTs. A friend of mine, Ken Bozak, I'm not sure if anyone knows who that is, but me and him have been in the crypto space since 2017 pretty hard. He's in the US, I'm up in Canada. He was actually telling me about NFTs back in 2018, back when Splinterlands first came out, and I was never a big gamer, but that was his kind of appeal to it, was the gaming side, the card games, and how you can have the physical cards, and kind of like Pokemon, and which I was also not super big into when I was a kid either, but seeing the value of physical collectibles, and then just kind of seeing where blockchain and gaming is going. I see those two connecting, and that being a multi-billion-dollar industry in its own, and then starting to get more into NFTs from Ken, and then learning about Wax, learning about this eco-friendly, ultra-fast blockchain with almost non-existent fees, seeing that there was a community of gaming NFTs, and that Wax was an open blockchain which enabled anyone to go and make NFTs for practically nothing, and you be able to do thousands of transactions for a penny. Seeing that really opened my eyes to it, and then seeing some of the problems that Ethereum was facing trying to mainstream NFTs with high gas fees, and just seeing how kind of the gaming NFTs and collectible NFTs and tradable NFTs just really can't work on a big scale on Ethereum because of the gas fees. And then kind of diving more into Wax, I was like, wow, this blockchain works for this. Picture a couple kids in a playground trading cards back and forth. Well, every one of those trades is a transaction, and on Ethereum, you're looking at just ridiculous fees for that, right? So the gaming side on Wax for me is what pulled me in, because I'm seeing a blockchain that's capable of thousands of transactions instantly, and already third-party dApps that have been built on Wax that enable the creation of NFTs, storage, trading, multiple secondary markets. So seeing like the industry was already very developed on Wax. And then obviously, we're still super early, right? So we're going to see more blockchains come out. I was looking into NBA Top Shots back in January. A friend had actually mentioned it to me well over a year ago, and he did super, super well with it. But so then I dove into the Flow blockchain and realized that this is another blockchain for NFTs, but this is a closed blockchain. So, all of this to really say that I really believe Wax is one of the best, if not the best blockchain right now for NFTs. And we're pivoting a lot of our educational content into not just showing people Wax, but showing people like the differences. And we provide consulting too. That's been one of our main pillars. One of the legs that we stand on, which is Learn Crypto, has been both Zoom consulting, but also a lot of face-to-face consulting that I've done with people right here in Canada. We've probably onboarded close to 300 people in Canada into crypto, which is something we're pretty proud of. So yeah, that's a little bit of my background anyway, and a little bit what got me into NFTs, and a little bit about what I'm excited about NFTs right now. So
awesome. So for anyone that might be here that doesn't know what an NFT is, could you give like a high level description?
Sure. So essentially an NFT is a token, or a coin, if you want to call it a coin, but it's a token or a coin on a blockchain. So anything at all can be an NFT, and that's one of the main things that kind of makes this technology a big deal, is that it can be a picture, it can be a video, it can represent a ticket, it can have smart contract built into it, it can be stakeable, it can be something that's used in a video game, it can be a piece of art. Literally anything can be an NFT. One of the main connections that someone explained to me that kind of made it click for me was if you have ever had a PlayStation or downloaded a video game on your computer, you can't resell that game, right? So you don't actually own that digital asset. So say you pay $70 for Call of Duty on your PlayStation, and then you get sick of playing it, or even Fortnite is a very popular game. People are paying money to upgrade their weapons and buy skins and buy different maps, etc. You can't resell those items. If they were an NFT, and if that game was built on a blockchain, you'd be able to interact, buy NFTs, upgrade your player, and resell them on a secondary market. So that's kind of the differentiator with an NFT. Is everyone who, even songs that we download, those could be NFTs, right? And what would be great is that you could actually prove ownership by holding those songs, those NFTs that hold the audio file or a video file, and resell them on a secondary market as well, which is actually earning the artist a fee as well. Like they're making a royalty, which is built into the smart contract when the NFTs are first made. So anything can be an NFT. I feel like it's going to be something that's really going to revolutionize a lot of industries, not just gaming, not just art, but simple things like, tickets, going to festivals, certain tickets, you hold the NFT in a wallet and it can grant you access to backstage, or maybe unlimited vendor options, or different things like that. So a lot of third-party layers need to be built in for user experience for us to get there. When I'll mention a million times, we're super, super young with NFTs, but what's great is no matter what you're interested in right now, there's more than likely already an application using or getting started with NFTs in whatever industry you're into, whether that's art or gaming or marketing or movies, anything like that. There's probably already collections out there for you.
Okay, awesome. So one of the things you can do, it kind of starts with minting, right?
Yeah.
So for example, if I take like a video of myself explaining like if I saw a bird that I liked or whatever, so I have a video of me bird watching, I can take that video file and then I can mint it like on the Wax platform, right?
Yep.
Okay. So there's a website for the Wax wallet, and then there's also a site called Atomic Hub, which is like the marketplace. So that is where you can sell the NFT. So can you explain the difference between the minting process and then the selling process?
Yeah, it's just like it's just like, you know, anyone can really go out and make their own cryptocurrency. Is it going to have value? Is anyone going to buy it? Is anyone going to use it? That's all going to come down to sales, right? So Atomic Hub is the main place where you can go to create NFTs. So they actually just celebrated their 1-year anniversary, and there's been over 37 million NFTs minted on Atomic Hub.
Nice.
Over the past year. So that's one of the great things, is that anybody can go and make NFTs. One of the earliest things I thought of when I was first getting in back in January, and I was like messing around, minting some NFTs, I was buying some and all that. I was like, man, like, wouldn't it be great to take my family physical pictures that I have, like photo albums, and have them permanently minted on a blockchain, right? Because the reality is that, like, you can mint something and keep it private, right? So that's what I thought was cool, just the permanency of it, of having it on a blockchain. But minting an NFT is very, very simple. They make it pretty simple on Atomic Hub. There's lots of short tutorials and articles that show you how to do it. It gets a bit more advanced if you want to do drops that are set at a certain time and all that. There obviously, there's a few layers there, but at its core, in the simplest form, anybody can go onto Atomic Hub once they have a Wax wallet, and go and mint NFTs, whether they want to do videos or pictures or whatever they want.
Okay.
Everything else after that comes down to, I mean, if you want to actually create a collection that's going to sell, there's a lot of factors there: the tokenomics, the marketing that you're going to put behind it. So, I mean, maybe if you could give me a more specific example of someone who wants to make and profit off NFTs, I can kind of give a better explanation of what they would need to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out, but one of the things that I was doing a little bit of research, and there was a comment made in the article I was reading about the digital asset is not stored on the blockchain. There's like a reference to it, and then that reference would like that digital asset would always have to stay at the place where it's being referenced, like on a server somewhere. So do I have that right?
It depends on the blockchain. So typically, how you want to create an NFT to ensure its permanency would be doing something called an IPFS hash. So it's not required, but for collections that are essentially trying to be a business out of it, like you see some of these collectibles, like, Top Shots and stuff, they want to make sure that there's another layer of permanency. So there's a website that I use called pinata.cloud, which is essentially a cloud server. You create an IPFS hash, and then you create the NFT with that hash that it gives you, and then the images and everything and the metadata for the NFT are stored in that cloud server and also on the blockchain. So
okay, so when you load the asset to that Pinata Cloud server, then they basically, you hash the location, and as long as that location on the cloud always remains the same, then you can put the location into the NFT, and as long as nothing changes, all the data is always going to be the same, because the blockchain is immutable. So it'll always have the same data in it.
Yeah, exactly. So you can upload the IPFS hash and a separate image file if you want. I mean, the argument is like, oh, well, if the blockchain goes down, then how do you own that NFT? But I mean, that argument is the exact same for any cryptocurrency. Like, if everyone decides to stop mining and unplug their miners of any of the coins, then people can't transact in those coins anyway. So it's kind of the same argument, but it comes down to like, oops, are you guys hearing me? I'm just getting a thing.
Yeah. Yep, we hear you.
Yeah, so it just comes down to the fact that Pinata is like a decentralized cloud server. So that's what I've been recommended to use anyway, as the most secure way to create like an IPFS hash to make sure that all the data and your image or video file or whatever it is stored secondary there.
Yeah, that makes sense. So with a blockchain, the data is replicated across multiple nodes. So anyone not familiar with like how a blockchain network works is if someone would talk about a blockchain going down, that would mean that all the nodes go down and all the copies of the blockchain, you know, they aren't communicating to each other. So it's kind of unlikely for it to go down. There would be a lot involved with that.
The simple explanation I always give for that is like, people have heard the term like mining, like miners, obviously. So every node, essentially all their job is making sure that they download the entire transaction history of that specific coin. And they're constantly just making sure that everything adds up. And they're all in agreement that let's make sure every transaction adds up to verify that every single coin is where it's supposed to be, and that's how they avoid the double spend. So essentially for IPFS with a decentralized cloud server would be working the same way. So literally every single node would have to be shut down somehow. And when you're dealing with a global decentralized node system, like it's virtually impossible for that to happen.
Yeah. So I have one more question, and then I'm going to open it up to the room if anybody has questions. My last question that I have written down is, how do they prevent forgeries? And what I mean by that is, what it seems like now is that if someone has something they're going to mint, they create the art and then they mint it right away. But if there was a situation where someone created a video file and then their friend like stole the video file from them, and then the friend that didn't own the video file, the one that stole it, he went and minted it, is there any way to prevent that?
So there isn't a way to prevent it, but that's when it comes down to like, let's assume this friend is very well known for making videos. He already has a following. He's already working in that industry, making money in that industry, and he's well known as a videographer outside of NFT and cryptos. And now he decides he wants to get into the NFT space and start trying to maybe make another income stream through NFTs with his art or his videos that he's already worked on, right? So what I would say is that he needs to be targeting and promoting his NFTs to the customers that he already has, not just coming into the NFT world and expecting. You can't really just come and like post a picture and all of a sudden like 1 million people are going to see it on the market and be like, oh my God, like I love this and I need to have it, right? So like I'm dealing with an artist right now. He's a pretty well-known artist. He's out in Hollywood. He's like a teenage fine art prodigy kid, and he's coming into NFTs. And the big issue is that people, like his customers, most of them don't know much about crypto. They don't have a wax wallet. They don't know how to buy NFTs. They don't really understand NFTs. So if someone were to come along and take his art and, screenshot it and then go mint NFTs, they're literally going to run into the same issue that this kid's going to run into, where it's, I'm coming into a new market, I need to get new clients, but I also want to bring my current clients in. Well, then this guy who just stole his picture, he doesn't have the background of people that already are supporting him as an artist, right? He just ripped off this art. So, I would say he's probably not going to be able to sell it. The other thing with Atomic Hub is that they have different levels of verification. So you could go in and be an unverified account, and anyone could just go and mint NFTs. But there's the first level is being whitelisted. So becoming a whitelisted vendor on Atomic Hub, you do need to go through a bit of a process where they vet you. So they check out your art, they check out your NFTs, they check out your website, they check out your social media to make sure that you have a bit of a following. You're not just a bot account, you're not a fake account. So, if someone was to come in and steal from someone and try to pass it off as their own, they wouldn't be able to get whitelisted, right? Whereas the person who actually made that art would pretty easily be able to get whitelisted. So right away, on the secondary market, it might look the exact same. The NFT would have the same picture, but once clicked on, you would see that the account is not verified from the stolen one, and you'd be able to see, okay, this is a verified account. It's got the check mark. You can click on the account page. It'll show you the website and everything like that. So it would be a matter of, the first thing would be to address the customers and the followers you already have and be like, hey guys, there's a copycat on Atomic Hub. Make sure you're buying art from our verified page, not from this one. Another thing is that once you're a whitelisted account on Atomic Hub, if a situation like that happens, you can email them right away, blacklist that account. They're going to stick up for the whitelisted and verified sellers, and they're pretty used to dealing with that. Obviously, it's something that comes up quite a bit. Is people trying to impersonate other accounts, and they might get away with one or two sales, but it usually gets blacklisted pretty quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense. That explains a lot. So if anybody goes out to buy an NFT, you want to do a little bit of research to make you have to do some research to make sure that you're
Buying from a verified
right.
account,
You're buying from an actual artist.
So some and it's an easy mistake to make. If you just dive in without anyone kind of showing you the ropes. I mean, I didn't make that mistake, but to go over some mistakes that I made when I first got into NFTs. So I was buying right off of the secondary market. I was buying packs from this collection. It was a fully verified collection. I really fell in love with the artwork. Back in January, there was no staking. There was none of this way to create really passive income with NFTs yet. So I was really buying NFTs based on the art and the collectability, and also kind of like the basics of what made physical collectibles valuable, which ones were, which ones weren't, what held their value over the long run. So I kind of was like, what I found out, because again, I was new to the whole collectible and gaming industry, anything Series 1 tends to obviously become more valuable down the road. And I was looking at it as what's going to be valuable in 5 or 10 years. I see NFTs right now, we're in a very historical moment where it's like a lot of these early collections I think could have value in 5 to 10 years, just even based off of nostalgia alone, right? So I was buying, there was a collection called Monsters of Rap, and it was like 30 or 40 different cards that were like renditions of famous rappers, but they turned them into monsters, and it was like really, really cool graphic design and cool art. I looked into it a bit, and it was like one of the artists from Garbage Pail Kids that was doing the art, and famous artists in London. And then I looked into the company that published them, and they were called R2 Collectibles. They're one of the biggest publishing companies on Atomic Hub and on Wax right now. And so I fell in love with the art, and I wanted to buy packs. So some NFT collections, they drop their NFTs in digital packs, almost like how you would go buy a pack of Pokemon cards. So I was buying them for like $10, $11. I was buying the cheapest ones on the market. I was like, yeah, I'm so smart. Look at me. I figured out how to filter it down to the Series 1 and the lowest mints and the cheapest price. And I'm buying all these packs. And then eventually I clicked on the collection, and I was like, oh, let me check out their website. And I went to their website, and they still had packs for sale for $5 brand new from the website because they weren't sold out yet on the site. So I was paying like double what the actual price of the packs were. So that was a mistake that I made at the beginning. So always check the website because bigger collections, they'll do a drop. They'll have a drop date that's like marketed and announced. They'll be like, hey, the drop's at 4 o'clock on this Saturday, and we're releasing 1,500 packs. And sometimes they sell out right away within seconds. Sometimes they don't. A lot of the earlier collections, before a lot of the people started getting into NFTs, they were just sitting on the shelf. And then once the media took hold, like, there was 300,000 people trying to get a Top Shot pack every Saturday, and they were releasing 15,000, and it was literally like a lottery. And that's how wax is getting to be. Things are selling out almost instantly. But it's always a good idea, like I said, check to make sure if you're just browsing the secondary market and you're like, oh, this looks cool, click on the collection, make sure it's verified, go to their website. Make sure there aren't some still available from the website, because I definitely wasted a good amount of money by buying things on the secondary market.
Yeah. Okay. We are at 30 minutes past the hour, so I want to reset the room. We are talking about NFTs with Sean from Just Learn Crypto. He has information on his bio about his organization, and I wanted to take the last half an hour because I'm going to wrap this up at the top of the hour, but I wanted to open it up popcorn style, where anybody that has questions about NFT, you can direct them at Sean. I'm still new in the space, so I'm still learning about NFTs. But also one other note is be sure to click on the house at the top of the screen above Sean's head to follow the group. We're going to have a lot more content related to blockchain and cryptocurrencies coming up. So with that, I'm gonna pass the mic to Sean one more time if there's anything else you want to mention about NFTs, and then we can open the room up.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to mention that I don't consider myself an expert either. I'm learning every single day as this technology grows. But I'd love, if anyone has any questions, and if I can answer it, I'd love to, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Does anybody have any questions?
Brock, please check your text message. I texted you something. Thank you.
All right.
Hi, I just want to say hello. My name is Megan. I am in health and law, and I actually work close with developers on a platform, on NFT platform. So I feel I have learned so much on how things work, and it's really behind the scenes. And it's honestly, it surprises me that even now, after NFTs have been around for a little bit, that majority of people still don't understand a lot, right? Like they're minting into somebody else's smart contract, so other people have control over their stuff or what exactly rights they're getting. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's just NFTs, Megan. I would say that's the entire crypto industry.
Yeah,
99% of people who own crypto could not explain it to a 12-year-old what it actually is.
Yeah, no, you're right for sure. And then, we're still dealing with 90+% of the world that don't even know what crypto is or understand crypto or have any crypto. So the issue with NFTs is that it's not like, for most people that are getting into it from maybe the art world or the music world, or they're hearing about it from somewhere other than crypto, is they're like, okay, like they're trying to wrap their head around NFTs, but now you have to explain blockchain. Now you have to explain crypto. So it's another, even like we're currently building a curriculum up for Just Learn Crypto. And, as much as I call us all NFT junkies, we're addicted to NFTs right now. We keep wanting to just teach people about NFTs because it's like the big thing right now. But we keep going back and being like, okay, like if someone is brand new getting into crypto, like what's the first thing they need to know? And it's not NFTs.
No, you need a foundation in crypto before you can possibly begin to even fathom what an NFT is.
Exactly. And what's cool, like, what I love about Wax is how easy it is to get like I call them no coiners, no coiners into NFTs, because they don't need to have a Bitcoin wallet. They don't need to know what crypto is. They literally can sign up with an email and put in a password, and all of a sudden they have a Wax address. And yeah, there aren't a ton of videos and stuff out there, but there's 2 pretty great videos from our company, Just Learn Crypto, that show you how to make a Wax wallet and how to use the Atomic Hub marketplace. Those are on our YouTube channel, which is linked into my bio if you click on it. And that's all you really need to get people at least started with NFTs. So it is doable, but it's very much the same way as it was in 2017 when I was evangelizing Bitcoin. I was going around and okay, listen, man, download this wallet, and I'll give you your first $5 of Bitcoin. I'll show you how to do a transaction, blah, blah, blah. People still need that with NFTs. I think the whole crypto space, the whole blockchain space, that's one of the biggest things that's required right now is just investor education and the basics, right?
I used to do that, Sean, with drinks. Anytime I'd go out with friends or go out and have a drink with someone, I'd have them pay for the drink, and then I'd send them the cost of my drink in Bitcoin. And they'd be like, what's this? I can't use this. I'm like, trust me, you can. And I literally have had people in the last couple months reach out to me and be like, dude, that $20 beer is $3,000. I just looked it up, and I was like, yeah, man, best fucking beer you ever bought someone.
Yeah, we try not to think about that. Yeah, no, it's part of the game, right? And like same with me, I gave away, man, hundreds and thousands of dollars of Bitcoin to people at value of 2017, and I don't even want to think about what it would be worth now. But I mean, it's part of the game, right? If you believe in this technology, we're early. It's our job as people who kind of understand how big of a deal this is to at least try to get a few more people involved in it, right? So.
Okay, awesome. Megan, did that answer your question?
Sorry. Yeah, I think it was a good conversation. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. We'll just open it up popcorn style. If you have a question about NFTs or anything else related, we'll just open it up.
Does anyone own NFTs right now?
I do. I bought some back when you were walking me through the Wax wallet.
Okay. And which one?